In a world overflowing with information, ambition, and constant comparison, we often find ourselves overwhelmed, uncertain, and anxious. But what if the solution to our struggles was not in a new app or a viral trend, but in a conversation that took place 500 years ago? Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, understood your struggle long before you were born. We often believe that our problems are unique to this modern era. Stress, identity crisis, feeling lost. But Socrates lived in a time of political turmoil, social unrest, and rapid change, much like today. He saw people chasing wealth, power, and pleasure, yet still feeling deeply dissatisfied. He watched society drift into superficial living, and he asked a powerful question that remains relevant: how ought one to live? This wasn't just philosophy. This was survival, and perhaps the beginning of your healing. At the entrance of the temple of Apollo at Delphi, one phrase was carved into stone: know the self. Socrates made this the cornerstone of his philosophy. He believed that most human suffering comes not from the world, but from ignorance of ourselves. We fear judgment, yet we don't know who we are. We chase success, yet don't know what fulfills us. We scroll endlessly, searching for something. But what exactly? Socrates would stop you mid-scroll and ask, what is it that you're really seeking? He'd challenge you to pause and reflect, because knowledge of self, he believed, is the starting point of true freedom. Socrates never claimed to have answers. Instead, he asked questions, often uncomfortable ones. He used a method now known as the Socratic method, asking layered, probing questions to reveal truth. Why is that important? Because today, we are flooded with opinions, but rarely challenged to think. We repeat what we hear, we follow the crowd. But Socrates taught us to question: what do I truly value? Why do I believe what I believe? Am I living out of habit or out of purpose? This isn't about skepticism. It's about clarity. A clarity that cuts through the noise of the world and brings you home to your real self. Socrates was not interested in short-term pleasure. He believed the ultimate goal of life was virtue, not in a moralistic sense, but as excellence of character. To be just, to be wise, to be courageous. He challenged people to live a life not of comfort, but of meaning. Imagine how different life would be if we measured success not by likes or wealth, but by wisdom and virtue. He once said, "It is not living that matters, but living rightly." This is perhaps the most radical message in today's world of endless consumption. You're not weak for struggling. You're not lost because you're broken. You're lost because you're human, just like the people of Athens 500 years ago. But here's the gift of Socrates. He didn't preach from a mountaintop. He walked the streets. He listened. He asked. He cared. He believed that every human had the potential for wisdom, if only they dared to look within. So today, I invite you to pause. Turn down the noise. Ask yourself the questions you've been avoiding. And know that in doing so, you are not alone. You walk a path once walked by the wisest of them all. Because yes, Socrates knew your struggle, and he left behind the questions that can lead you out of it. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more ancient wisdom made relevant for your life today. Let's rediscover what it means to live, think, and feel deeply together